effort by O'Keefe and exciting for the Geelong stand, and everybody else, the scores are level. He lined it up very, very well. Took great time and lined himself up, calmed himself down, steadied a step and threw it went. Brownless on the ball. Coming in from the side against Mark Lee. A lot of fearsome assignment for this youngster. Lee wins it. Runs tried to take it away from Roberts. Picked up there by Bauer, doing pretty well. Rioli and Christensen go for it. Marty Christensen gathers that in brilliantly. Then boots to the boundary line, and luckily for him and Geelong, it bounced just before it hit the white line. When it went over the white line, it'll be thrown in slightly into Richmond's attacking zone between centre wing and half-forward flank.
Marty Christensen, Rioli. It's been a marvellous battle all day. Brownless from behind because Mossop's up at full forward. Ablett at centre half forward for Geelong. Geelong looking for some inspiration. Taken it by Buse. He's been an inspirational player for them. The long left foot up towards Evans. Ducks his head. Chance there for Bauer as he knocks the ball forward. Well played, youngster. Chance for Evans loses it, and he was being held without the ball, and the ball comes back to him. Wasn't a very happy Bauer who threw that ball back to Evans. Evans with a long kick forward to Ablett. What a mark!
Sensational. On it goes down to Boss, and Boss boots down to Mossop. Mossop goes up with the Cowie, and out wide it goes towards Smith, and it's over the line. But that was a sensational mark. It's not over the line. The chance is still there for them. Landy gets the ball out wide. All took too long, did Cowie. Lucky for him, picked up by Smith. Out to Francis. Francis in a flash, and he threw it. He threw it. And the free kick is against the Tigers and will be taken by Geelong, taken by Evans.
Evans with the ball for the Cats. 55, 60 metres out from goal. We'll go for the short pass to Boss. Ooh, the player was under pressure from Rowling. But Boss was equal to the occasion and takes the mark. Or is it Darcy? Geelong with the ball now. 55 metres out, 45 metres out from goal. Scores a level at Kardinia Park. A long kick forward to back five, and Ablett takes the mark. Beautifully judged mark by Ablett.
He's unbelievable, isn't he? He really is unbelievable.
This man is carrying supposedly every injury in the book, leg, shoulder, and in 1 minute has taken two magnificent grabs, taken around on a sharp angle. He's telling the umpire he reckons he should be straight out in front. What about over there up? Gary Ablett's kick to one of his quieter afternoons, but how can you say a player's had a quiet afternoon when he does that? Should put it through, and he misses. Well, that was a poor result. He wasn't happy. He was more concerned with where the umpire was putting him. And he's quite distressed over that effort, Gary Ablett. And I'm sure his teammates are also, because a real golden opportunity to get a 6-point lead lost by Geelong.
And they lead by 1 point as Peter Francis will take over the position of fullback to kick out. He kicks out wide looking for the man who can really mark the ball in Pickering, and Couch is the man who thumps it away from Pickering and his opponent Jeff Hogg, and it's out of bounds. And the Geelong crowd really appreciated that because they could see all the danger signals that Pickering was going to mark. In comes John Mossop again. Over the back it goes. Well done. Chance for Damien Christensen. Turns the wrong way. Left foots it back downfield. In front. Oh, great spoil that time by Smith. Picked up by Couch. Over it goes towards Turner. Turner lightning to Mossop, and Mossop just misses. Gee, that was a slick hand pass by Michael Turner once again. And it's through for one behind, 2 points the difference.
Another opportunity lost there by the Cats. Tense game. Got to score goals. Francis with the ball for the Tigers. Geelong lead by 2 points at the 6-minute mark. Francis with the kick out. Looking out wide towards Hogg, but the mark taken, well taken by Ron Thornton. He's held by Hocking. And it's going to be a great, tense last quarter. Geelong leading by 2 points. High flyers wanted. Punched away from Reynolds. Brun's in there. Well done, Reynolds. Charge for Drum. Drum looking towards Ablett, and Ablett takes the mark. that Geelong are going to win this game. Here's the man who's going to do it for them. Ablett. 7th mark for the afternoon. Gary Ablett lining up. And if he was looking for dead in front before, he's got it now as Gary Ablett has kicked the goal that takes Geelong to an 8-point lead. Ablett's 3rd. Geelong's 15th. The Cats 15-8-98. Richmond 13-12-90.
Well, he is a sensational player. There's no need to add that, but he's taken 3 magnificent marks in the first 6 minutes of this quarter. He's kicked 1-1, and that's really put Geelong back in business. He's back at full forward. His opponent is Francis. That's Ablett, of course, we're talking about. Awkward bounce gives the chance to Lee. Brownless goes up with him. Roberts roving cleverly. Down in front it goes. Nicely smothered. Terry Bright overruns it. Opportunity now for Pickering out to Rioli. Rioli cleverly. Out to Roach it goes, and the free kick will go to Yates. No, it's to Roach. Well, it's hard to tell from this distance away, but I thought that really Roach was impeding Yates. It was not. The umpire was in perfect position to pick it, and Michael Roach takes yet another free kick. He's really been a magnificent player. He's kicked 7 goals. And not often does Michael Roach miss goals like this. It's only about 25 metres out, the angle about 50 degrees. He's kicking to the red-kicking stand, kicks for goal, and hits the post. Hits the post. Well, Richmond have had all the scoring shots, but they still trail by 7 points.
He might miss them too often, Michael Roach, but that was one time the Cats were happy to see him miss. Wasn't a good effort by Roach. Now Reynolds gets the ball away with a long hand pass. Tunneled along there by Bruns. In there's Rioli. Gets it out Lee. Walsh. Tigers back into attack. Out wide. Should be taken by Poole. And is. Steadies down. Reynolds on his mark. Looking for Roach. Roach kicked 7. Poole. The interstater had a quiet afternoon. High flyers up there. Chest mark taken by Walsh. Play on, says the umpire. Off the ground, snapped by Richmond. And it's a goal.
I think Thornton again.
It was Thornton.
Gee, I thought the mark might have been played too to Pickering at that stage, but so Richmond really deserved that goal, and there's 1 point the difference. Ron Thornton has snuck in quietly and got 2 very valuable goals. That one behind the pack just got foot to ball. Well, an exciting match. The 10-minute mark of the final term, there's 1 point the difference with Geelong in front. Brownless on the ball. Lee goes up. Nicely taken there by Anir. Out wide it comes. Here comes Johnny Anir from Pickering. Anir, a lovely pass to Poole. And Poole's on the 50-metre bar. Centres it looking for Michael Roach. Yates is in front of him, beats him pointless, well played. Then boots it back to Reynolds, who takes a fine mark.
Reynolds with it for Geelong. Will bring Geelong out of defence, up towards wing position. Not much to kick towards. Bruns up there. They want big fellas. They haven't got too many. Chance here for Landy. Loses it. Chance now for Evans. But Landy's in there doing very well. Ends up losing it again to Bauer. Chance there for Eustace with the long kick up towards half forward. Reynolds, plenty of pressure against there, but slipping in again with Pickering, who takes a fine mark. Pickering's 11th mark for the afternoon. Play on to Rawling. Rawlings with a snap towards Yates and Roach. Yates keeping his position well. Feeds a hand pass through to Christensen, was dangerous. Chance here for Poole, who snaps a goal. And puts it through. Goal to the Tigers. They're back in front.
Yep, lovely goal. Lovely hand pass.
Slick football by the Tigers, and they've hit the front by 5 points. 11 minutes into the final quarter, 15-13, 103 Richmond, Geelong 15-8-98.
Richmond have played very, very well since about the 6-minute mark of the 3rd term. Mossop back on the ball. I think that's where he should be. That Richmond player held up, the ball was held to him. Yes, I just really don't think it was a good idea to put Brownless on the ball and Mossop at full forward. Anyhow, John Devine's changed it. Mossop comes in, takes on Mark Lee, even Stephen between them, nicely picked up, and then the kick is smothered. Opportunity now for Geelong again. All good tackle by Anir. And Richmond looking $1 million. Barry Rawlings sends it down wide. Rioli and Christensen. Christensen a huge leap. Rioli dazzling skill, lost it. Lets his teammate pick it up in Michael Roach. He shoots for goal and rams it through. And that's going to make it tough for Geelong. And again, the skills of Rioli were one of the reasons it got out to Roach. And Roach 15 kicks at full forward. And he's kicked 8 goals. 8 goals through. What more can you ask? And that's going to make it hard for the catch, but there's still a long while to go. There's only 12 minutes gone in the quarter.
Huge gap in that Geelong defence, and Roach is making the most of it. Well done, Lee. Well done, and near down towards Roach again. Uses his body well. Chance for Rioli against Marty Christensen. Rioli has to snap the goal and pushes it just wide. One behind the result. Richmond lead by 12 points. 13 minutes into the final quarter.
And wide to Boss with a perfect kick. That was a beautiful kick by Reynoldsson. Covered 55 metres, and Boss just had to keep on running. And that's what he did, and took an easy mark. Then kicks back looking for Ablett. Francis is with him. Ablett pushed him out, then hits it over wide. It'll be taken by Walsh, who'll take a free kick against O'Keefe, as O'Keefe fell over him that time. A bit unlucky, but the free kick was there. Walsh boots it out wide, looking out there for Smith. Smith is taken on by Hocking. Well played, Hocking. Hocking's got nobody to kick to, then drives it downfield looking for Brownless. Brownless gets the run of it, 2-1 against him, and there's a third one comes in to pick it up through Bauer, and Bauer picks it up on half-back flank and boots the Tigers out of danger. In front, Hocking was pushed towards it. The ball is right on the boundary line. Hocking taken out over the line, out of bounds.
Geelong back into attack. They trail by 12 points, midway between wing and half forward. Mossop and Lee. Coming from behind was Landy, who's played well. Chance there, knocked forward by Geelong, but Eustace for Richmond. Landy again, here's Couch, taken by 2 players, loses it, the free kick will go to Richmond. Well done, Bauer and Eustace, and Bauer will take that free.
Long kick by Bauer downfield. Pickering's the target, can't take it. Chance now for Christensen to pick up. Down goes Marty. And there's Richmond players everywhere. Rioli crawling up the ball. John Annear appealing to the umpire and saying, "Where's my kick?" The umpire says no, and takes the ball back and indicates that he'll bounce it.
Lee from behind. Lee takes it himself and kicks the ball up towards the 50-metre line. Chance for Couch. Fumbles, loses it. Under plenty of pressure, and that pressure's been applied now by Richmond. Right off the ground. Up towards centre position. Taken by Drum, and he'll go back and take his kick. Bit of a loose use of the elbow by Drum, but he got away with it. Up towards Ablett. Ablett flies and runs. What a player.
Unbelievable.
What a player.
Goes early, seems to take it on the way down. All spectacular. Brownless is the target. A great spoil by Cowie. Out to Bauer doing well. Bauer playing a wonderful last quarter. On to Annear. Annear a good one-hander. Hand passes across towards Hogg, and he drives downfield, and Rioli's the target. And Martin Christensen once again splendid. Back it goes towards Hughes. Hughes is about the half-back line. Steadies and kicks it to Couch in the centre of the ground.
Couch playing in the centre, goes out wide, looking for Turner. Turner watches the ball go in front, bounce in front of him. Could have done better than that, should have attacked it. Jimmy Jess using good pressure, dives on the ball and watches as the umpire comes in to bounce it up. Not good play there by Michael Turner. You've got to approach the ball in a more positive manner than that, particularly when it's 15 minutes into the final quarter and your side trails by 12 points.
Yes, too much finesse and not enough attacking. Couldn't agree with you more. In comes Jess and does battle with O'Keefe. O'Keefe didn't do badly. Kicked off the ground, picked up by Boss. Boss unluckily went straight downfield, and the mark is taken by Smith. Smith on the half-back line. Tries it short. Annear's the target. Annear over the top takes a beauty. Over the top of Damien Christensen. Fine mark.
Well done, John Annear. 7th mark, and he's come right back into this game since midway through the 3rd quarter. 17th kick to Annear, putting it up towards Lee and Mossop, but well done, well judged Johnny Mossop. Nudged Lee out and takes the mark, and he'll get 15 metres. Nobody rushing to walk that distance back. Mossop with the long kick up forward towards Ablett, flies, takes it on the 2nd or 3rd grab. sensational mark for the quarter by Ablett. Fifth, in fact, the wobbly old kick up towards Evans. Evans has his head taken off. Chance there for Brownless, loses it. Away goes an ear, playing very well as he kicks out wide. Looking out there and finding Thornton. Thornton loses it. Umpire says play on. Now comes Boss, but in fact, Thornton was continued to be held by, was it Hocking out there for Geelong, and finally Thornton comes away with it.
Yeah, some bad mistake by Hocking. Mark Lee and Mossop go again. Lee's had a huge influence in centre bounces in the second half. He's time and time again got the ball down so accurately to one of his teammates in the centre. 29 hit-outs he's had. Thanks, Paul. In come the big fellas once again. Nice leap by Roberts. Doesn't get much into his kick. Reynoldsson goes through brilliantly. Then kicks it wide downfield. Here comes Brownless this time, and a splendid mark it is too. Ablett's down there 1 for 1. He wants to hurry on and get it down because that's where Ablett wants to be. 1 for 1 only against Francis. Beats him and beat him so well. And well played, Brownless. He saw the situation. What an extraordinary player is Ablett. He's almost got them back into the game in this final quarter. That's his 6th mark for the quarter. Absolutely brilliant football. And if he kicks this one accurately, it'll put Geelong only 1 goal behind. He does kick accurately. Ablett's 4th goal. No possessions in the first quarter as Ablett. He absolutely decimated them in this last quarter. 1 goal the difference.
Said it early in the quarter, if Geelong are going to win this game, there's going to be one man who's going to win it for them. And there he is, Gary Ablett. What a fantastic footballer. And he would be a nightmare for any player playing one out against him. "20 minutes into the final quarter. Richmond by 6 points. Chance for Boss, gets it out to Reynoldsson, who's doing okay on the half-back line. To Drum, feeds it through to Hughes, uses his head, gets it push in the back, and will take the free kick. He's a terrier, is Andrew Hughes. Looking for a hand pass, but he'll put the long kick up forward. Not a very good kick. From behind comes Evans. Nearly took it on the second grab. Down to ground comes Richmond, out through Roberts, goes out wide and back to Hughes.
At centre wing position, Richmond led by 8 points earlier in the term. Now the difference is 6 points, and it's Geelong in attack. Out wide it goes, and Evans gives a big lead. Bauer recovers best. Bauer's played a good final term. Hand passes out to Rioli, runs into lots of trouble, gets it out wide, and here comes Francis. Francis on the half-back flank, boots up very long on down to the half-forward flank, and a splendid mark taken by Paul out to Lee. Lee will be gathered in by Mossop. He hand passes to himself, and out comes Yates to take them on and kicks off the ground. And good opportunist, intelligent football, Mark Yates gets Geelong out of danger. It's on Richmond's half-forward flank on the grandstand side.
Real FA Cup goalkeeper stuff there by Mark Yates. Well done, Yates. Geelong were in a bit of trouble. Umpire speaking to Rawlings and Darcy, who are having a bit of a friendly tussle. Tells them to settle down. They're still carrying on a bit. Rawlings reckons it's all a great joke, and I guess it probably is. Boundary umpire anxiously waiting to play his part in the performance. Lee wins yet again. Well done, Pickering, as he got that hand pass out. Badly done by O'Neill as it's taken away by Bright. Brum's well tracked, well shepherded. Bright with his second hand, with his second bounce up forward. Ablett's 5 metres behind. Cowie in front. Cowie fumbles, misses a chance there for 2 Richmond players. They lose it. And Ablett lurking.
What a pity that Terry Bright kicked that ball so badly after a beautiful run. He kicked it exactly to the wrong position. One out there was Ablett down there. Michael turned it to help him, and he kicks it to the advantage of Cowie. Lovely run by Terry Bright too, and then fouls it up. They come again. Brown is a big leap taken by Landy. Landy's kick is brilliantly smothered by Evans. Evans tries to battle his way through. Billy Brown is well done. He should have had a shot. He will have a shot. He hooks it up in the air. It's very, very close. One behind. Well. 5 points the difference. Oh, I wonder who Mr. Andrews is buried for this.
Great being neutral as Geelong and Richmond are playing. The kick in by Smith. Not a bad one. Well done by Geelong, punched forward by Hocking, but taken away by Anir, who's had a great influence in this last quarter. Back towards Hogg, to Anir, loses his footing, gets it out to Bow, who's played well. Bow gets a hand pass on. Anir again it is, as it's taken further on by Richmond. Chance here for Jimmy Jess, who's on wing position. The long Jess bomb towards Roach. Roach in front. Chance here for Richmond. Is it Rioli down there for the Tigers? Yes, it is. But getting down also is that man who's tagged in for the afternoon, Marty Christensen. What a tussle it's been, and there'll be a couple of tired fellas this evening.
Yes, it looked like Rioli might get away with that one, and how dangerous it is when he gets away with that. Nice played runs and takes a heavy one from Rioli unintentionally, but the free kick will go to Neville Bruns. A tough little captain as this one. He is tough. Short, out towards half-back flank, nicely directed. In comes Drummond, boots it downfield. Lovely kick and taken by Brown as they'll swing into attack again. Give it a long one. Ablett against Cowie. Oh, no good, Gamery. No good at all. He slipped and he crashed into his opponent. He was just going to crawl all over him, and the free kick goes to Cowie. Cowie back across it goes.
And the whole of the crowd was breathless as they were waiting for the biggest jump of all time from Ablett. And it comes out, and well done again there by Pickering, because he's going to take the free kick. He can't get away from Bright. And Geelong trail by 5 points. Nearly into time on in the final quarter as Pickering, with his 14th kick for the afternoon, goes down towards wing position. O'Keefe in front takes the mark and can bring Geelong back into attack. Quickly decides to play on, up towards the full forward line. Ablett gets in front, gets a shove in the back. Bit theatrical, Gary Ablett is taken away by Bauer.
Now as it crossed towards the centre of the ground, Stephen Reddleson, up he goes, almost took a good one, overrunning it badly, but well played, pulled back to Rollings. His hand pass taken by Marty Christensen. On it goes to Hocking. Hocking again, back it goes to Christensen. Steadies